Hi everyone. On today's video, I'm going to give you 2 tips to help you become more wealthy and help you build wealth faster. Coming up. Now these are my top 2 tips. Now, I was reading a study recently that says that on average in the United States, people only wear their clothes an average of 7 times. After 7 times, they throw their clothes in the trash. In China, people actually only wear their clothes an average of 3 times and they throw them in the trash. Now, I'm not sure why they do it over there, but here, I know I run into that all the time. So that's tip number 1, is stop wasting money on clothes. Use your clothes. It causes a lot of damage to the environment. Remember, a lot of these things are not made in the US. So these are shipped from overseas. They're coming from Bangladesh, from China, from Vietnam, from everywhere. So it creates a lot of pollution to create the clothing, to ship the clothing, to merchandise it, to sell it, etc. And if you're just throwing it in the trash, that causes a lot of damage to the environment. The other thing you have to think about is how much it's costing you. Now that costs a lot of money. So you don't want to be wasting all this money on clothes and then throwing them in the trash. I know personally, when we go around to the buildings that we manage, I look through the trash. So I have to clean up a lot around properties. I'm a manager. I see clothes all the time. I can't believe it. I'm not embarrassed to say that a lot of the clothes that you see me in the videos actually come out of the trash can. They belong to some of the tenants at the buildings where we manage. I mean, I get clothes that have brand new labels on them, and I give them away as gifts. I give them to my family. In fact, some of you might be watching this video. You might be asking yourself now, hey, is that shirt I got for Christmas something that Ernesto got out of the trash? Remember, these are clothes. There's nothing wrong with them. You don't have to throw them away. I know it feels good to buy clothes. There's nothing like wearing a nice new shirt or something that looks cool. That's great. I'm not telling you to stop doing that, but maybe buy less clothes and use your clothes longer. You're going to have a positive effect on the environment, and use that money to invest in things that you want to do for yourself. Take a nice trip somewhere. Buy yourself a museum membership. Invest in your startups. Do stuff like that. Remember that clothes is one of the biggest pitfalls. When you drive out around the city, what are the majority of the stores that you see? They're clothing stores. That's because people buy a lot of clothes. So don't be wasteful with clothes. Save your money. Use it for investing. Tip number 2 is food. I eat everything. Everything I buy, I eat it. And as stuff starts to go, I don't let my food get bad, but as it starts aging, I'll eat that food first and save the newer food, or maybe buy less food. And when I go out to restaurants, I take my food home, or I order just as much as I need. I want to share with you some images here from a restaurant I was just at. You know, I go to restaurants and I see people throw away the majority of their food. Now, I know you want to try other dishes and all this kind of stuff, but again, think about your impact on the environment. Now, throwing away food causes a lot of environmental damage. Food in the United States, about 50 to 60% of it is thrown away. We're the #1 food producer in the world, the United States. #1. And we throw away around half of our food. It goes into the trash. We throw it away because people are wasteful. They buy food, and they just, oh, I'm gonna throw that out. You know, if you have a melon or some vegetables or something like that maybe are getting a little old, you can juice them, you can fry them up, you can bake them, you can grind them up, you can throw them in a milkshake. You can always do something with them. I know my bananas, and they start getting black, kind of nasty, I'll throw them in a milkshake. They taste exactly the same. You won't know the difference. It's not going to do any damage to you health-wise. It's not going to hurt you. So throwing food away does a lot of damage to the environment. I know if you go out to restaurants and you're ordering a lot of food and you can't eat it all, that happens. You don't have to force yourself to eat it all. But just take it home. And if it's even better if you can bring your own containers from home. So if you ask for those containers, that's going to do you more damage. But just try not to waste food. That's going to cause a big drain on your personal income. And that's money that you can spend on investing. I know I had a friend at work named Craig. And this guy used to eat the same stuff every day. Now, I'm not recommending you do that, but this guy was loaded. He made a lot of money. And I remember he ate the same stuff. I said, Craig, what's for lunch today? Turkey soup with rice. I said, okay. And then for breakfast every day, he would have 1 banana, 1 apple, 1 orange. This guy would eat the same food for years. And then one time, he had a party at his house. I went to his house. I had to open his fridge. Guess what I saw? Apples, bananas, oranges. And in his freezer, he had bags of frozen turkey soup. He would make big pots of lean turkey soup with vegetables and freeze it. He would eat the same food every day. Now, you don't necessarily have to eat the same food every day. That's not really good for your health. You want to have variety in your diet. But I do like the idea that he was saving a lot of money. He would buy food that was in season, which is actually much healthier for you, locally grown, and he would eat that food, not waste it, not throw it away, and just buy just enough so he had his food for the whole week. He wouldn't go out to restaurants very much. He was in really good shape. He had really good health because he would eat lean, and he would always have just the right amount of food to eat. He didn't overeat. So there's a lot of caveats to that. You'll see a lot of people that buy pre-made meals and they have it delivered to their homes. That's great. But you could save money that way also by making your own food, saving it in the fridge like Craig did. It was a really good way to save money and stay healthy. So keep those top 2 strategies in mind. If you're looking at how to grow your income, you want to make some extra money, look at the basics, the most obvious thing: food and clothing. Thank you again for listening. Again, this is AttaBoyCowBoy from downtown Los Angeles. If you have any questions, please comment below and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.